Right. So I do agree with you that people now, with the economy being as it is, the way it is, it's a little bit tougher for companies to justify paying extra for green. But I think that you can get green and you can save money at the same time. If you're looking for the ways to reduce cost, you can do it through virtualization. You can do it through new equipment that is more efficient, so the power actually becomes less costly because you're using less and you're consolidating more onto the same machine. A lot of the new equipment that's being deployed today from computer manufacturers is designed specifically for virtualization, and it's allowing people to consolidate a whole lot more onto a machine. With traditional hardware, the hard part for consolidation was to build a computer with a lot of RAM in it. Sometimes you had to use the big RAM sticks, and now they're building these machines with tons and tons of slots, so you can use the lower cost RAM and actually still consolidate a lot of workloads onto a machine. So virtualization is one way to do it with newer equipment, more efficient equipment. And then the other way is cloud computing. Cloud computing is sort of effectively more green than traditional infrastructure, primarily because it's a shared infrastructure, and again, it's using virtualization typically to consolidate and share that resource, pool it if you will, and make better use of it. So those are two ways that we're trying to drive efficiency with our customers. You can get green, you can save money. There are other ways as well. In the data center, if you're building a new data center, certainly there's a lot of best practices that will allow you to be green and also save money at the same time. Well, being a hosting company, I certainly don't recommend that you hold off on hosting, but I'll tell you what I see customers doing today. I think there are companies that are looking at how they've traditionally spent their IT dollars, their capital expenses or investments. I think people might hold off on buying a bunch of new equipment, making big investments in data centers, big technology investments that I think they may hold off. Now, hosting and cloud, for example, I think those are two areas where it's not a big risk to buy into those. Most of the services that we offer can be purchased in a way that it's flexible. A customer can add or remove those services on over time if times change and they need to remove some services or change the mix of services. That's something I think hosting offers that most other IT options don't. I don't know why you'd necessarily recommend against hosting. I think it's a great alternative during a bad economy or a funky time like this where we don't really know what to expect. It's sort of a low risk way to do that. Well, GreenSpace is Rackspace's umbrella name for all of its green activities. Everything that we've done as a company, both from a corporate perspective inside of our headquarters, from an employee education perspective, and from a data center efficiency perspective, all of those programs fall under the umbrella name GreenSpace. And so GreenSpace is a way to organize it. We have committees that are the GreenSpace folks that are working on the ideas and the initiatives to be green. It's also a way to explain it to our customers, so it does have a marketing aspect to it. So we want to explain what we're doing so people understand that we're a better choice than somebody who's not paying attention to green issues. It wasn't necessarily begun as a marketing effort. It was begun really as an internal effort, and then the name came later. The effort came first. The name came to sort of organize it and give it some focus. But we have not stopped GreenSpace. I mean, we're continuing to invest in it. It includes activities in our headquarters like getting what's called LEED certification on our headquarters building. That's a efficiency designation that the Green Building Council in the United States, they're spending a lot of time helping companies figure out how to build these efficient buildings. And we're also doing recycling programs and education programs for our employees. The data center obviously is a big place to save a lot of energy. We've done renewable energy sources for our data centers in the UK. Wherever it's practical and wherever it's sort of a cost-effective way to do it, that's where we're taking advantage of that renewable energy. We certainly are taking a common sense approach to everything we're doing. We're not going off the deep end when it comes to green. We can't afford to. I mean, practical, we're taking practical steps and sort of common sense approaches to everything we do, but it all culminates under the GreenSpace umbrella, and it's a very real program, and it does happen to have a marketing name attached to it, but that's not a bad thing.